Hi, my name is Stephanie, and this is my story. Stephanie Shaw is a recovering overachiever. So a recovering overachiever is one who just worships at the altar of a to-do list and is just one who is so focused on achievement, and usually those things take them outside of friends and family, and it's more business oriented. In July of 2014, I really realized what an overachiever I had become. I was sitting in my office. I had been selected as the president of the Gulf Coast Association of Realtors. It's an organization that I really treasure. My mom had been president of the board. My mom's been a realtor for 42 years, so it's just kind of a family legacy, a family business for us. And I was sitting in my office working on just the day-to-day. I'm very driven. My nature is to be very driven, very focused. And we were just setting records, leaps and bounds, doubling gross commission income, doubling sales volume, all the things that I looked at as a broker owner. And I received a phone call. The phone call was from a sheriff in West Virginia. And the news that he delivered to me was that my younger brother had dropped dead. And I really and truly thought that was going to be the hardest day of my life, but it wasn't. Really, the hardest day of my life was when I was sitting at a lake house just about 10 days after he died, just trying to get away to retreat and deal with some of the devastation and the grief and the anger that I felt. And I say jokingly that I worshiped at the altar of the to-do list, but I'm a list maker. And I was trying to make list of people who had called and emailed and reached out and texted me. And I was going through my text messages, and I recognized a phone number that was not a phone number I recognized. And I pulled it up, and it was a text message, and it was from my brother, and he had sent it to me 4 days before he died. And I was so busy that I had not gotten the text message. And that was the hardest day of my life. The emotion that I really had to deal with the most was anger. I was very angry. I was also very ashamed of being so busy that I had missed that message. I mean, one never thinks that it will happen to them, that you will miss the one opportunity to communicate with a loved one. You just don't. We don't understand how quickly all of that happens and how one phone call can change your life. I didn't really know anybody who had been through something like this, so for me, I turned inward. One, I was very ashamed of having missed the text message. And I didn't want to talk about it. It was not my proudest moment. So I really turned inside. I went about 3 weeks without eating, sleeping. I was just exhausted. And after 3 weeks, I literally just fell to my knees. And I was like, okay, I can't do this. Help. And from the day that I did that and just really turned things over to God and slowed down, the answers just started appearing to me. Every step that I took, another step appeared before me. And if it didn't, I knew I wasn't on the right path. And some people call it intuition, and some people call it instinct. And I believe in both of those things, but it was just absolutely God. I just felt like I had hidden hands holding me, directing me. And so I went on a retreat, and John Maxwell, who I'm a huge fan of and that I work with on international leadership, he had a meeting in Orlando, and I was down there, and he released a book called Intentional Living. And I was like, okay, I pulled myself together. I came to this meeting. Here's his new book. Here's the release, Intentional Living. And the bells and whistles just started going off. I'm like, I'm supposed to be in this room. This is my message. This is what I need to hear. And so I literally have spent the last 4 years creating a way to do business intentionally. I think one of the greatest life lessons that I would like to share with y'all today is to slow down. It doesn't have to be all fast all the time. You can make intentional decisions. Your success can be personal. It doesn't have to just be professional.